one of the most common questions that I get asked after someone's had a miscarriage is, how long does grief last? And I wish I could sit here and tell you that you're over the worst of it, or that it's only going to last X number of weeks or months. But sadly, grief doesn't work that way. For most people, what they find is, rather than grief suddenly disappearing one day, over time, it's like the grief becomes integrated into part of you. So rather than it being like the first thing and the most present thing on your mind all the time with really intense and overwhelming emotions, over time, it's like the grief gets integrated into you. It's still there, it's still part of you, but it's more in the background of life. And the other thing about grief is that it's rarely linear. It may be that you're starting to feel better, but then a milestone happens or a reminder comes up, and suddenly you find all those really intense emotions just come flooding back again. And if you are grieving, I suppose the message I want to get across is that there is no right way to grieve. There's only the way that it feels right and feels best to you. Especially with social media, it can be so easy to see a snapshot of how somebody else is grieving, and naturally as a human to compare yourself and to think that there must be a right way of doing it, or that maybe you should be feeling better by now, or you should be further along the process. But really this just isn't the case with grief. The only closest thing to a right way of grieving is to be able to find a way and a pace of connecting to your emotions and what you're experiencing and what you're going through, and to be able to process and work through that over time. And I suppose the message I want to send is that that isn't something that can be compared, and it also isn't an easy process. It's a difficult process to go through that, but I hope at least you can know that however you're doing that, however you're finding your way through that, it's not wrong in any way.